Find a way or find an excuse in life and business and wealth. I wanted to record this video because I had a guy comment on a couple of my posts yesterday. He subsequently either blocked me or deleted all of those posts because I can't find them. But he was basically talking about the idea that wealth is only for the rich and you need to be born into wealth if you're going to be wealthy, and everybody else is at the mercy of wealthy people and it's impossible. And I understand that there are a lot of people that are enduring hardship. But this mentality is helpful to no one, and there is nothing that infuriates me more as somebody who is self-made, as somebody who's come from financial hardship, who's watched my parents endure terrible financial hardship over the course of my life, and I've created my own luck. I've created my own wealth, and I want to be a beacon of hope for individuals who are in that same situation, because it is these kinds of comments that this guy made yesterday that basically consume all of the hope from vulnerable people who otherwise could go on to amass tremendous wealth and live an amazing lifestyle if they only had the right perspective from the start. So let's unpack this. A little bit of history, guys. Now, to give you some context, and I think many people who look at my profile and they see the business that I've created think that I must come from some amount of privilege. Now, let me give you some context. Like, my father came to Australia as a political refugee escaping a fascist regime in Chile. He was in the military, stuck on the wrong side of the equation. We had family members that were kidnapped and tortured. And my father had only one option, which was to flee to Australia. He was given a tremendous opportunity because he did not believe in the regime that he was part of and basically forced to be part of, and basically came to Australia with basically the clothes that were on his back. He went and worked in a refinery and essentially worked 16-hour days, 7 days a week for as long as I can remember, even till I was born. Now, as a child, I remember my father basically hand-built our bed. He got some cinder blocks to prop up some wood that he's fastened together. He created a double bed himself. He'd found a single mattress on the side of the road that I would sleep on, and he would sleep on the floor next to me. And he would typically work a night shift because he wanted to be there for me when I was a child in order to provide me with support, to mentor me, to be present, to be a great father, to set me up for success, which he successfully did. And although he was never able to amass a lot of wealth, he basically imparted his values. He told me that the world was my oyster, that I had the opportunity to go out and do anything that I put my mind to. He said that anything that you can conceive, anything you can perceive, you can conceive in this world. And I truly and wholeheartedly believe this. Now, the idea that you must be wealthy, you must be born into wealth, is an absolute cop-out in this world, because this mentality helps no one. It creates absolutely no accountability to the quality of your actions and your ability to go and create what you want in this world. It's just this idea that, oh, well, I've been dealt shitty cards and I don't have any opportunities, so I'm just going to coast through life and I'm going to be jaded and I'm going to throw hate at people who are fortunate enough to be lucky and to find themselves in this situation where they're able to be born into wealth. And sure, there are some individuals that are born into wealth, but for the vast majority of us and every single client that I've ever worked with, I've never had the opportunity to work with somebody who was born into wealth. Every single one of my clients has come from being a battler. They have backed themselves, they've created a skill set, they've started a business, they've created value in society, and they've taken risks, they've gone through the ups and downs, they've navigated that, they've persevered, and they've come out the other side with the ability to manufacture wealth, because I believe in the capitalist system. I believe that you are rewarded commensurate to the value that you create in society. And if you are perseverant and if you are determined, then you should be rewarded for that over the long term. Now, sure, there are factors that are outside of your control, and there are certainly people in this world that have been the beneficiaries of a lot of bad luck. But I believe that the only thing that you can rely on in this world is yourself. And if you continue to get up, dust yourself off, learn the skills, have the right mindset, and persevere, then you will be successful. Now, I personally have had a lot of bad luck in my life. My father was diagnosed with late-stage pancreatic cancer, originally started as stomach cancer, and I was burdened with the responsibility of paying the household mortgage, paying all of the bills, providing for myself and the rest of my family. I found myself in multi-six figures in bad debt, and I almost went bankrupt in my mid-20s. And I worked myself out of that situation. I paid off all of my debts, I got back to zero, and I clawed my way back. And as it stands today, I've got over $3 million in net wealth. I've been able to build a business that's worth over 8 figures, and I'm 34 years old. I've been able to create financial freedom at 34, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon. And it all comes down to the fact that I've been able to craft a mindset that I will not be conquered. And no matter what life throws at me, I could lose everything today. No one will ever take away my ability to get back up and earn an income, to be able to get myself out of shitty situations, to trust in my ability to stick at it for however long it takes. I don't care if it takes me until I'm 80 years old in order to crack the code and be able to build my wealth again, that I will do that, and I will do so fearlessly. So I think this is really important. I want you to be mindful of the people that you surround yourself with, because this individual, I suspect, has found themselves in a very toxic environment surrounded by people who have not reinforced a positive mindset, that have allowed them to get to a position where they feel so helpless that they have no choice but to succumb to the luck of the universe to be able to dictate the quality of their experience both now and into the future. And people like that are toxic. You need to surround yourself with people who are ambitious, that are fearless, that are go-getters, that are perseverant, that are hardworking, that share the values that you want to be true in this world. Because, as Confucius famously said, he who said he can and he who said he can't are both right. Holding on to this perspective where luck is the only factor that contributes to success in this world, that you must be born into wealth in order to be wealthy. Those things are true, because that is your perspective, and that is the perspective that you will find in the world. That when you believe that you have the ability, the innate ability to go out there and find the answers, to map out a strategy to get you from where you are to where you want to go, to chase your dreams and to be able to navigate any hardship that the world throws at you because you are strong and you are worthy, then that is the truth that you will find in the world. And that is the truth that I continue to find in the world each and every single day. So the perspective that you want is ultimately up to you. The choice is yours. Which option are you going to choose?